Next, during the pandemic, we've become used to seeing images of hospital staff covered head to toe in masks, gloves and gowns.
But while personal protective equipment is vital for keeping everyone safe, it is also creating a huge amount of plastic waste.
Well, now the Royal Cornwall Hospitals Trust has started recycling the 10,000 masks it uses every day. Roz Davies is from the Trust. This was her idea and she joins us now. Morning, lovely to see you. I mean, a brilliant idea. Some would say quite an obvious one. Just remind us, what happens to those 10,000 masks every day at the moment?
So at the moment and up until this point, our masks go out of county and are incinerated. So obviously that's a lot of waste that's created. So we called a climate emergency probably about 2 months ago. And part of that is just recognising that hospitals create a lot of pollution and waste. And one of the projects that we were doing, we had a company called TCG that were coming down to meet us to show us a machine that they've built called a Sterimelt, which disposes of the surgical wraps that go around instrument trays that go over to theatre. And what they did for us is they explained that the material they use is called polypropylene. So just a chance conversation, I asked them, I don't suppose you can do anything with these masks, can you? I mean, obviously we knew we get through 10,000 masks a day, and each of the masks could last up to 450 years, which is a crazy amount of time. And they said, well, yeah, it's made of polypropylene. They think maybe they can help. So they took some off to their factory in Wales, processed them, and found out that they could actually melt them in the same machine. So we do have to do a bit of engineering. We have to pull the ears off, the little loops, but they can be melted. So they get melted into a high temperature, which kills any bugs off, any COVID bugs or any others that might be on the masks. And it melts it down back into a polypropylene state, so its original form. And we get big blocks, which are then taken away and turned into other products like car bumpers or toolboxes, pillboxes, objects like that, which is really great news because things aren't going to be incinerated or into landfill. So it's really great news and very exciting for us. We're really pleased.
It's really exciting. So until this point, did everybody assume that polypropylene just wasn't recyclable, that was it? It just had to become landfill for literally centuries?
Well, they knew that they could repurpose it. It just wasn't used. They didn't see masks as something that you could melt. Right. So the machine had actually been around for some time. It was just they hadn't just thought about masks could be melted and it's the same material.
So you, Roz, your hospital trust is one of so many across the UK. In April alone, 1 billion PPE items were delivered to the NHS. Is the potential then for this to be rolled out a lot more widely so that much more of these materials are recycled?
Yeah, absolutely. For masks, this is amazing. So although we can do it here in Cornwall, what we really hope is that other hospitals will see what we're doing and we all follow suit. And then wouldn't it be great if our community hospitals or our nursing homes, GP practices and dentists, we could all take their masks, being the bigger organisation, and help them too. And then like communities, we can actually solve the problem. And, you know, it just gives everyone, you know, a real boost. We're in Cornwall, we have the vaccination programme that's in full swing. So on one hand, we've got the vaccination programme. On the other hand, we're fighting COVID back with disposing the masks safely. So for Cornwall, it's brilliant, but everyone can do this, which is the best part about it. Anyone can do this now.
Brilliant. And finally, Roz, presumably it's been a very difficult time for you and your staff under a lot of pressure. It's quite nice, isn't it, to have this positive to come out of it?
Yeah, absolutely. It really is. And to be able, I mean, we love Cornwall. That's why we live here. It's a beautiful county. And knowing that, you know, give it a few months, you know, not to see masks on the side of the roads and in our hedges, our beaches and you know, in the sea, coastal paths. Isn't that amazing? And to know, as I said, everyone can do this now. It's brilliant. It's a really good boost for everyone.
It certainly is. The best ideas are always the most simple ones, aren't they, Roz? Many thanks. Roz Davies there from the Royal Cornwall Hospital Trust. Recycling masks, simple and brilliant.